there, folks. Well, I am back in North Dakota, and boy, the weather has not been real kind to us here lately, but hey, we're going to make the best of it anyway. So I am going to go out. I got to rearrange the garage here, and when I brought all my stuff back from Colorado, I just kind of crammed it all into the garage, and I'm storing a buddy's Jeep in here. So we're going to kind of reorganize that today and talk about tires and concrete. And the weather has been pretty cold lately. We had a little warming spell, and then it turned into a cooling spell. And so we've got fresh snow on the ground out there as of yesterday, and it seems to be melting quick. When I got back here, I just had to cram everything into the garage just as quickly as I could get it done. And so I'm going to rearrange that a little bit today, and I need to get some cardboard under my tires there. And I'll explain why I do that here shortly.
Emotions have to take me on. I heard a newborn baby cry through the night.
Well, see, now that's a whole lot better. Should still have room to back the truck in as well. And now they're both in kind of the go position. This is a friend of mine. This is a Jeep I was telling you about. You know, it's like 15 degrees outside right now, but surprisingly the sun is out and it doesn't feel that bad. Really kind of a pretty day. I don't know if the camera's seeing it or not, or if it can capture it, but there's steam coming off of that water there. And that's from all that melting snow and ice. I don't know if you can... Oh yeah, I can feel that. Well, that ground is actually pretty warm on the asphalt. Cool. That ought to make short work of it. We had like 20 below wind chills yesterday, so there wasn't anybody going outside that didn't have to. But today, it is sunny and nice, and I wouldn't say it's warm, but it's getting better. So I don't know, I think I might just have to take the old four-wheeler out for a little rip. Just nice enough out there, we might have to go find ourselves a pile of snow and spin cookies. Hey, I almost forgot to tell you guys, I know I mentioned it earlier, we're going to put some cardboard under the tires here. So I'll just show you kind of what I do. On these bikes that have a center stand, you can see I've got my side stand is out right now, but if I put that up, the bike actually sits on a 2-point center stand. And what that does is it keeps one wheel off the ground, it keeps the suspension from being loaded up. And if you look back here, you can see that rear tire is up off the ground. I don't know how well the camera captures that, but you can see when I slide that under there, there's nothing in there that's touching. And that just kind of inherently always sits that way. So the tire that actually makes contact with the ground is that front tire. And the thing about having tires in contact with concrete is that concrete will dry out your tires. And there are not many people that know that. I do realize that it takes a little time for this to happen, but if you're one of those people that you have your motorcycles or your quads or any of that kind of stuff that's parked in a garage for a long time during the winter time, then it's something to consider. You might want to just put a thin layer like a cardboard or some plywood or something like that between your tires and the ground, because it will dry out all of the oils and the waxes and stuff that they use that to make those tires, and that's what keeps those tires real pliable and grippy, you know. Especially for the road racing world, for guys that are on street tires, that is far more important for you guys than, say, the dirt guys. You know, the dirt guys, if you guys are running around on tires like this that got big old knobbies on them, then it's less of a deal as far as how hard the compound of that rubber is. It's a little less important because you're more dependent upon the lug and them big old ganobbly tires to be getting a hold of the dirt. However, for the street guys, they are dependent upon more of a smooth surface spread out over a larger area. And so they tend to look for, and this isn't a real good example because this tire here is kind of a 40-60 tire. I'm not sure what, it's a Continental TKC 70, and I didn't look up, but I'm just guesstimating that it's about a 40-60 tire, which is, I should say that the other way around, a 60-40, 60% street, 40% dirt. But it's got much more of a road profile to it. And those are the ones that are really important, because when those things start getting hard and you start taking all the moisture out of that tire, that's when they start losing traction at the point that's most critical, which is when you're leaned over in a corner and you need the most traction. You suck all the oils and waxes out of that tire from sitting on concrete. Those won't be there anymore, and you'll lose traction and fall off your motorbike. So even though I don't usually have a set of tires that lasts too dang long, I have gotten in the practice, especially when I was road racing, of making sure that I got cardboard under any tire that was going to be exposed to the asphalt, or I'm sorry, to the concrete. So all I do is I just lift up on that front end a little bit. You can see it doesn't take much pressure to kind of teeter on that center stand. And then I kick that piece of cardboard in there. And that's all you need. That's all it takes. You just don't want to have that tire making contact with the ground on the front or the rear. And that'll keep the concrete from leaching all the good stuff out of your tires. I can't help it. We're going to have to go for a little rip. We'll take the quad out for a spin here and just kind of see what everything looks like around us.
Went to the rodeo today. I saw the cowgirls lined up on the fence. Brand new Chevrolet. A brand new pair of seamless pants.
Oh man, it is cold out here. Okay, call me a sissy lala. I think we're gonna go back to the house. It looked a little nicer than what it is, but once that wind starts hitting you, damn, it's cold.
On the video screen, somewhere deep inside of my soul.
Well, I know you guys couldn't see it, but when we were coming back in from the little ride there on the quad, I was trying to turn back into the driveway and the front tires were just slipping away, and that was just before you saw that guy kind of getting after his kid there. But yeah, boy, I couldn't steer or anything. I thought about going out there and spinning a couple cookies and having a little fun, but dang, it was cold. Once you get out of the confines of this little complex that I stay in here, man, the wind gets out to you, and then it really gets cold at least for wearing a light hoodie, and I don't feel like dressing up fully. I am still just waiting for the day, though, that I can get on the Beamer and get out and cover some ground. And I thought we were getting there. Last week while I was home, they got some warm spells up here, and I'm seeing in the weather report we're looking at some 40s probably coming in the middle of next week. So we'll keep our fingers crossed we can get out, do a little rambling on two wheels. So anyway, you guys have a great week and we'll talk to you soon.